Today was the big day for the propagandists who wanted Trump impeached. James Comey testified before the Senate, except the only big news that came out is that he was an illegal leaker with no character. And the other thing that came out is that Trump is absolutely not under investigation by the FBI. But watch what they report. They bury those two stories.
Former FBI Director James Comey told the Senate Intelligence Committee that President Trump ordered him to call off the investigation of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. For 2.5 hours today, Comey described a series.
That is absolutely false, first of all. Trump never said that. Comey admitted he never said that. He said, that's how I interpreted it. This is complete bullshit. That, first of all, they're starting off on a lie.
Investigation and could look into whether Mr.
They're putting his face up there to pressure him. Look, Mueller, you're in our crosshairs. You'd better do this. That's exactly what this big picture of his face is all about.
Deny all. We have extensive coverage, beginning with Nancy Cordes.
I was honestly concerned that he might like very close attention to.
Once they were alone, he says, the president told him, I hope you can see your way clear to dropping an FBI investigation involving fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, California Democrat.
That is not ordering him. And during testimony, Comey admitted, no, he did not order me, but which directly conflicts with the opening lie by Scott Pelley.
Why didn't you stop and say, Mr. President, this is wrong. I cannot discuss this with you.
Maybe if I were stronger, I would have. I was so...
Maybe because this is all post-firing from a disgruntled employee. Maybe, huh?
Jim Risch.
He did not direct you to let it go.
Not in his words, no.
See?
I mean, as the President of the United States, with me alone saying, I hope this, I took it at...
How did Scott Pelley open off the fucking broadcast? By saying that Trump directed him. That's just a fucking lie!
Says that tweet, 3 days after he was fired, led him to take an unusual step. He asked a friend, Columbia law professor Dan Richmond, to share the contents of his memos with a New York Times.
5 minutes in, they talk about the big stories that Comey leaked confidential memos that he wrote, which are government documents, to the press, and he was so worried about it, he used a middleman.
Reporter.
I thought that might prompt the appointment of a special counsel.
So why didn't you give those to somebody yourself rather than give them through a third party?
Because I was worried.
Because you were leaking and you knew it was illegal.
The media was camping at the end of my driveway at that point, and I was actually going out of town with my wife to hide, and I worried it would be like feeding seagulls at the beach.
Now that's just total bullshit. He could have quietly, secretly given it to one reporter, and the other reporters, so-called camping at his door, would not have known. That's just a fucking lie by this douche dork.
If it was I who gave it to the media...
Wow. Now, to help support their case that Trump should be impeached, look, he's unpopular.
Job approval rating was 37%.
And now, 22 minutes in, is the other big story where Loretta Lynch, Obama's Attorney General, flagrantly told Comey to lie and change his tune to cover up for Hillary. Now, this is buried 22 minutes in.
Testimony today, James Comey claimed that the Obama administration Attorney General Loretta Lynch let politics influence the FBI's description of its investigation of Hillary Clinton's classified emails.
I want to know, was she going to authorize us to confirm we had an investigation? And she said, yes, but don't call it that, call it a matter. And I said, why would I do that? And she said, just call it a matter. And again, you look back in hindsight, you think, should I have resisted harder? I just said, all right, this isn't a hill worth dying on. And so I just said, okay, the press is going to completely ignore it. And that's what happened when I said, we have opened a matter. They all reported the FBI has an investigation open. And so that concerned me because that language tracked the way the campaign was talking about the FBI's work. And that's concerning.
Former Attorney General today that she chose the word matter because she didn't want to confirm or deny an